Hey chat, how's it going? Welcome, good evening to this special stream. We are doing Star Trek Adventures with the crew. Everybody, hype in the chat, please. We will be game mastered by Old Man Gaming. We have Scorn Mandark, Seatown 1980, Nikijitsu, and myself. Hope everyone is ready. Pause this down. I don't need that background music at the moment. Oop. And I can click things like an idiot. We're good. All right. So, if everybody is a little jealous. Right. Let me make sure everybody is on unbroken on cams before I start playing our opening sequence. Hey what? Hello? Oh, yes, hey. Hey, Thorn, there we go. Alright, accept, and we are... Alright, our group is ready to go. Good evening for those of us on this hemisphere, and good morning to everybody on the other side if you're there. We have a special presentation, and I will go right to that. Let's go. We have Star Trek Axiom. And we are live.
Yay!
Okay. All right. The Bajoran civilians had not asked for this. They had come. The hell was that? Sorry. I just heard a car. The Bajoran civilians had not asked for this. They had just come to Cascade for a new life, a new chance, and a new place to establish their lives. They did not have anything to do with the special project or experimental sciences that the Federation, Klingons, and Romulans had come to the planet to work on. Their leaders had established that deal, and it had benefited the colony, giving them access to more sophisticated tools and resources to create the life they had always wanted. None of them had asked for the explosion, the insane visions that hounded them, or the relentless Borg, the monstrosities that had appeared to annihilate or assimilate them. Now they asked for salvation as they hid in the community center, boarded it up, and attempted to protect themselves from the onslaught. The lights they saw in the sky gave them hope for Cascade, but salvation would not come. Okay, so welcome. You guys are all young officers. You have all found yourselves on your first-ish assignment, the USS Danielson, which is a special Phillips class ship. Now, the Phillips class, this is in no way, shape, or form a lofty assignment. Instead, you guys have been assigned a ship that is basically the hindquarters of a Stentar with the front part of a Miranda kind of welded together with a bunch of junk, and basically you're a space tugboat. That's what you guys have read from the basic assignment of this new ship class. It's just one of those things where they had good parts. They're old parts. They didn't want to get rid of them, so they're putting them to good use. You guys have all had your interesting pasts too, which may or may not have contributed to your assignment here to the Danielson. Your captain, which you are on your way to meet, is Modiphus Ferran, a Bajoran who has had an interesting past himself, not one that any of you guys have really researched at this point. You guys are riding a shuttlecraft on your way to the Danielson. You kind of see it off in the distance. And all three of you are taking the same shuttlecraft to your first assignment. The person, sorry about that. That's going to happen. I have fizzy waters here. Sorry, everybody.
4 of us?
Yeah, 4 of you.
Okay.
And then one other who's driving. Is that bad?
No, just double checking.
No,
Okay.
what was the name of the captain again? Sorry.
The name of the cap. You're gonna make me look it up again because I can't remember anything. Name of the captain is.
I believe the captain's name is Modiphus Ferran.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh.
That's correct. Anybody?
I'm trying to take notes here. I'm trying to take notes here. Damn
He's
it.
on it. He's on it. He's not wasting any time. He's like, I got that. It's Modiphus Ferran. Boom. Okay.
I heard somebody say it earlier, so I thought I would say it again because he asked if I should say it. And Modiphus Ferran is the captain's name.
Good job.
I have other people's names if you'd like those.
Teachers that award. Okay, so
Holy crap.
the shuttle itself is being driven by a she's kind of mid-30s older lady. She is probably the head of engineering from what you know. Her name is Cynthia Deveros. I got to keep switching back and forth because of course all my character sheets came up in Edge for some reason. I have no idea why. But yeah, Cynthia Deveros is the shuttle person taking you guys to your first assignment for the USS Danielson. So you guys are all on this shuttle. It's going to be about 10 minutes there. And this is everybody's favorite part of any role-playing game session, the describe your character section of the game. So go ahead. I'm going to hand it to you first, Brian. What's your character look like? What's he doing in the back of this shuttle? Yeah.
Oh, see, this has been a great place to. Oh, I think we have a little bit of an echo. Way on speakers.
I don't notice any echo. I don't have the Twitch stream up because I'm nervous enough.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at Foundry and Grid Fam.
All right, we're good.
Any chat reading will be to you, sir.
I did make a nice little scene for everybody's pictures. We'll switch over to that in a second. Italy. We have nice pictures for everybody.
Fancy.
Ooh, right?
Technology brought to you by technology.
Brought to you by the Virtual Tabletop Sim. So, I am Tobin Law, a Trill, about 5'9", very clean, coiffed hair, simple Trill spots on the sides. Here is almost a dark purplish.
Okay. Nick, you want to describe your character?
Yes.
Sure. So he's a pretty typical Ferengi, except that he smells, and he's not smelling incredibly good. He probably smells kind of like Ferenginar, so sort of like one of those sponges that you find when you're going to do the dishes, and you're like, oh, I'll use this sponge. But then you're like, wait, this sponge smells really weird. Something suspicious about this sponge. Like if you use the sponge, it's going to make everything have the smell later, but not bad enough that you think, This is like toxic. It's just not trustworthy.
I like that 90% of that description was smell. Wasn't
Yes.
even like what it looked like. It was smell.
Yeah. So the
But also,
Ferengi
that's not the
mistake.
first part. Like
the
you
next thing
look,
that you'll probably
and then the smell.
the next thing you'll
Second
probably
phase.
notice is that you can smell him so well because he's right there, like wherever you are. He's just like knuckles and a nose and maybe a little lobe on the side. And you just sort of look behind you and he's there. And like maybe in your dreams, you're like, oh, but yeah. So he's just sort of that kind of standard Ferengi, not Nagus material. Like he has no spine, it seems. But you can hear the scheming going on in the frontal lobes constantly.
Mostly because he mumbles to himself all the time.
But he also has like a pretty nice expression on his face. He doesn't seem to have like any ill will towards anybody, but he's probably getting dirt on everything, including the tricorders.
Seatown.
Sorry, give me a moment to process what I just heard.
And smell.
Which is where we find my character, Lenra, who is a woman who would be about 5'11" in height, brown hair, sort of short cut, covers her pointed ears, but the ridging on her forehead gives off her half Romulan heritage. She is right now sitting there just trying to power on through the stench as we continue on.
Scorn.
All right. So Enzo is he's about 6'1", 6'2", maybe. Very powerfully built. He's a big guy. Sort of dusky blonde hair. He is totally relaxed. He is leaning back against the wall. He's not making an effort to hide the fact that the entire left side of his head is encased in a Durasteel prosthetic. But he's keeping an eye on everyone at the same time.
Cynthia kind of looks back at you guys while she's, doing the thing on the console and just like, is it your first assignment to all of you?
It's my first shipboard one, yeah.
Well, you guys will like name my own character. I can't remember the name of him ever. Anaphis. You guys will like Anaphis. He's a good guy. It's actually my second time with him. I served with him before, but this is my first time under him. This is his first captaincy.
Oh.
I'm very small, so I'm pretty much under everybody. Hi. I can see up your noses.
No.
All right.
No.
All right.
No.
Your time at the academy must have been interesting.
Yes, it was. I recorded a lot of it, and there were parts of the academy. Fantastic place. If you go outside of the academy, you could see fish in the ocean. It's a funny thing about fish. If you kill them and let them rot, they turn into a very good manure. I won't tell you the recipe, of course, but yes, fish make a very good manure. You can use it for fertilizer. You can feed it to other animals, and it's a very, very pungent.
That is true. Although most of us usually eat it before it goes bad.
You eat fertilizer? Can I smell your breath?
Cynthia turns around forward and goes, "You know what? We don't have to talk."
I kind of look at her and mouth,
Is this
thank
like
you.
What era shuttle is this?
It's just standard shuttle. I didn't
Modern.
put thought into modern shuttle. Put shuttle here. Normal shuttle.
Era appropriate.
Oh, right.
Era appropriate shuttle.
Not a runabout, but definitely a shuttle.
Too
Tobin's
many
still
deep questions
still
are going to tear it apart.
No. So, as Tobin's still under the impression that this is a good assignment. Look at this
like
nice
that.
shuttle. New ship.
Like, yeah.
Batch of
Yeah.
recruits. Yeah.
Nice.
See, this is
Nice.
what I joined the academy for.
Oh,
Hmm.
I suddenly love Tobin. Okay.
I joined the academy for a degree in sanitation sciences.
What division are you again?
Division?
What did you study at the academy?
Oh, all kinds of things. Mycology, microbiology. I learned how you could turn funguses into different drinks, and then you get people to drink the drinks, and you call that lab research.
I see.
Would you like some drinks? I can make
Cynthia
drinks.
suddenly chimes in and goes, "We're here. We're here."
Did any of us see the ship
I
on the
don't
way
see
in? Or
it
were we
yet.
too distracted?
Yeah, you guys see the ship. I don't see it yet. Well, you guys see the ship. It's a smaller
Is it
ship.
behind the Miranda?
You're right.
It is the Miranda.
It's not even really a Miranda, really. Phillips class.
Is that
You know,
where we're
Most of
going?
them, Miranda.
Did anybody read us our Miranda rights? Is that really where we're going? Isn't this?
Yes. Did any of you read your mission briefing before we got on this thing?
Yes, I read everybody's mission briefing before we got on this thing.
How did you read my mission briefing? Look, I don't want to know. I don't want to. No.
Oh,
you guys
give me the
don't need me
rundown.
anymore. I'm just gonna.
Just, no more.
I think the stream would be good if the four of you had a conversation in a shuttle for 2 hours. So you
Someday
guys,
we'll be out the airlock.
you guys end up pulling into the shuttle bay. It pops open, and you are met by Anaphis Ferran. He is later 30s, or that kind of look for a Bajoran. He's Bajoran. He's bald, kind of a tanner, darker complexion, very fit. Like very physically fit, and he has an air about him. Like right off the bat, you're kind of surprised that everybody but Tobin is surprised that he's assigned to this specific ship and this specific duty. He kind of presents something a little bit bigger than you would expect. Nonetheless, he's right there. Next to him, you see a very thin, pale human with big, black, wide-rimmed glasses and blonde hair. And he is in the blue getup of the medical officer, basically. He has already arrived, obviously. Cynthia comes off with you guys first. She salutes Anaphis. Anaphis looks at you guys and goes, "Hi, welcome aboard. You guys are the new staff, I see. I can't wait. I'm planning to meet each one of you separately. I want to have a conversation and get to know you guys, if that's all right."
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Danielson. I mean, all the majesty that is, right?
Enzo Surratt reporting for duty, sir.
Do you see this place? It looks like somebody took part of something that was thrown away and part of something that should be thrown away, and they took them and they put them together. It's like a big pile of junk or something. I like it. This is a good place.
Anaphis actually clasps your shoulder and says, "Narc, welcome aboard. I personally requested you for this duty."
I literally fall to the ground and start shrieking as loud as I can as soon as somebody makes physical contact with my body.
Oh,
You're going to
God.
be great here, buddy. Just get
Yeah.
on up. We're going to have a good time. I want everybody to get to know each other. And speaking of that, I want to introduce you guys to the medical officer, William Backwater. He likes to go by Billy. And the blonde, big whim guy kind of steps up and goes, "Hi. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
I'm the Backwater. I'm the doctor. You guys come to me if you're sick or whatever. Yeah, you guys know the rigmarole. But Anaphis kind of keeps it a little bit casual on this ship, so I kind of tend to like that.
All right. Good to know.
So
Go ahead.
Tobin stepped off the shuttlecraft and snapped proudly to attention until the room sort of sank in. So he saw Anaphis.
Anaphis will notice you.
So
if
Anaphis
you're still
will-
in attention, that's totally fine.
He sees Anaphis and it fits his expectation, and then the rest of the room appears, and you can see the color drop out of his spots.
Billy actually looks at you and goes, "Hey, Tobin, was it? Are you okay? Maybe feeling a little queasy?"
If
No.
you're crazy, I have a bag. I could keep it for later.
This is a little too familiar.
Oh, Donna,
I
Philip's
just need a
voice before?
minute.
Out of character for a moment, I'm going to facepalm myself to death thanks to you. Thanks to the Ferengi. Dang it. Oh.
I'll just
I'm
wait
gonna
till I
kill
come
you
back
long
as a
before
barber.
then. All right. Well, Anaphis basically finishes off by saying he wants to meet with each of you guys by yourselves just to get to know you, since he has basically senior staff assignments for each of you instead of like secondary or lower deck stuff. So, which is probably a little bit surprising for you guys. At that point, he lets Cynthia show you guys to your rooms. And then he basically gives you guys all a schedule. He's going to meet with Tobin first, and then descending order. Basically, in the order your pictures are on the screen. That's how I decided to do that.
Really convenient.
Reasonable.
So you guys all find your rooms. Is there anything special you want to say or do before we go on with the meetings?
I was gonna drop my stuff in the bunk and relax, stretch my legs a little bit.
All right.
It's clean, but also bunk.
But also Narc's aboard, so who knows?
Was clean-ish.
So now that I've actually gotten to my quarters and I've had an opportunity to do the standard
Those are
Ferengi
our
impressing
quarters.
on people sort of thing. Oh yeah, well I mean, now that we've gotten through the introductions and I've already done the impressing, my supplication to the captain, which obviously has me in high regard for him, and impressing upon the others, including the human, with the odorizing ritual that they always perform. So now I'm going to go hit the shower because these humans are weird with their odorizing and fragrances. So I'm going to go wash all that off and get into my proper attire for my station.
I love Ferengis so
Nice.
much. Okay, so
At
Aether.
least he's post Reformation Ferengi.
Aether, you end up in the captain's quarters first. I'm assuming you immediately salute as you normally do, or how do you do that?
Me debate. I'll just be over here.
Oh, I see. You switched the picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to switch things. Ooh.
I love the sound effect. I didn't know we had the dee-dee-dee-doos.
I got everything.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, you hear from inside.
Tobin, Law, Lieutenant Law, permission to enter?
Come in, Lieutenant Law. Door slides
Tobin
open.
comes in. Walks forward and steps over into the seat.
He's like, welcome aboard the ship, Tobin. Really happy to see you.
Very excited to be here, sir.
Are you? You seemed a little apprehensive there in the shuttle bay.
I don't think the mission briefing was exceptionally detailed. However, I am excited for my first assignment.
Well, where do you think you'd be most valuable on the ship? Not saying that's where I'm going to put you. I already have an idea, but just want to get to know you.
I mean, I did my thesis in warp field dynamics. I am the second best pilot in my class. At least as far as the...
You say second best. I don't know. I know your scores were second best, but I kind of liked a little bit more about your improvisation in the field. I kind of think, I don't know, I see more potential in you. And I'm definitely putting you at con, if that's all right with you.
I would be happy to, sir.
Wonderful.
You know, they take points off for skimming some of the boundaries for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They tend to do that. And personally, I like a boundary skimmer, if you're asking me. I have to say this to you, Tobin, though. I noticed you were very rigid in the beginning, and I want you to understand this is just not that kind of assignment. And I'm just not going to run the ship that way. And you're definitely a great pilot, and you're definitely going to get assignments where that's what you've got to be. So soak this up here, because this is where you're going to be able to enjoy yourself a little bit more. We're not going to be fighting the big wars or going in guns blazing against the Borg. We're basically going to be maintenance for a while. But if you serve good here, if you serve well here, you're going to get a much better assignment. And honestly, I see you getting transferred out of here faster than anybody. Just enjoy yourself while you're here.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Of course. I mean, I've been on some ships where it's all hit those buttons or everybody dies. And that's just it's not super fun. So, and while we're not necessarily about fun, this is Starfleet, enjoy yourself. And this is the kind of duty to enjoy yourself. So get to know people, get that experience you need here. And I got to say, I know that you were probably a little upset about the ship, but this sucker can truck. Trust me.
I do know my trucks.
Well, they boosted the engines in this thing, so it's got towing power out the butt. But with towing power comes speed when we're not towing. So I'm really looking forward to what you see. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can do behind that console.
Well, I'll be happy to, sir.
Happy to meet you. All right, well, I've got to meet Narc next, so I'm going to say goodbye right now, get used to the ship, and we're launching at blah, blah, blah hours.
All right, well, I'll get to it. Thank you.
All right, so Narc, coming up to the door, buddy. Come and knock on my door.
Just the way you describe this captain
Yes,
being chill.
exactly like Mr. Farley, right? That's his name, Mr. Farley, right? The weird landlord guy. He's all like thin and like kind of like spooky and weird. And you're like, doesn't he have any self-respect? Yeah, Narc. Excellent intro music. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, so come up to the door and kind of just start looking at the buttons to open the door, and it beeps. Then the door opens, and again, and I put the rest of my head in, and I look around, and then I immediately just start walking into the room and looking at all of his stuff, wherever we are, just things on the walls and things like maybe that are put away, and kind of looking for where the bathroom is, just to look inside, whatever.
He has you come in. Please stop hitting that button. And then he has you come in, and when you start looking at this stuff, instead of getting creepy about it, he immediately comes up to you and just starts pointing out what that stuff is, where he got it, how he got it. He's like, oh man, I helped this Andorian, and that's how I ended up with that, the drill thing that they use. I can never remember the name, but that's how I ended up with that. It was this crazy adventure. And then he shows you this over here, and he goes through it with you without any problem, without feeling in any way weird about, you being a Ferengi creeping on his stuff.
Excellent. Well, I make sure that he knows that I'm just like the stuff. I don't want to take any of the stuff. It's definitely worth reselling for sure. I could get him a high price for it, but I mean, it's Starfleet regulation, so he should just keep it and sell it himself at a later time.
Narc, listen, I like regulations, but I also don't like regulations. If I go to sell some of this stuff, you'll be the first guy I contact. But why don't you come have a seat and let's talk about your position here on the ship?
Yes, sir.
What do you feel most qualified to do here?
Oh, well, well, yes, sir. I suppose you should probably give me my orders. I mean, if I had my opportunity to choose, I could say, for instance, that based on the cargo carrying capacity of the ship, we could very easily become a cargo trawler and find parts and things like that, and we could take them places and sell them for resale. But that's not really the Starfleet way. We could also we could outfit with magnetic stabilizers and some gravimetric pressure systems. We could actually make the ship into a garbage salvage ship, where we basically just go and take lots of garbage, and we take the garbage onto the ship, and then we take the garbage to other places. But mostly we have garbage on the ship. If not that, I listen to stuff. I listen to lots of things. So there's people that talk. There's sometimes from stars. You can record the things that come from the stars. It's not really music, but you can record lots of things that have emissions. And you can record the emissions from stars. You can also record the emissions from ships. And sometimes life forms have emissions. You don't really record them so much, but you can record the process. It's not really something we do at Starfleet, of course. But the systems that you use to do this, I am very good with those systems. So sensor systems, any emitter systems, and sanitation systems.
Narc, I'm going to jump in on here. You're going to be science officer. I think that's the best place for you.
Science is good. We like science. I mean, I like science, but I mean, in general, we all like science, right? I could definitely do science. Do we want
You
me
have
to grow things, or perhaps create the growth for you? I could investigate your growth.
For now, let's just concentrate on sensors, reading a situation, and giving me the unorthodox opinion of it that I know only you can, because you have an unorthodox way of thinking, and it's one of the reasons I picked you for this. I do want to talk to you about something a little bit more serious, though, Narc.
Yeah.
I know you're under strict orders not to talk about it, but what happened to you in the Beta Quadrant, is that going to be a problem here?
Nothing happened in the Beta Quadrant. I don't know about I don't.
Calm down. It's not a problem. You don't have to talk about it.
And I have strict orders to discuss.
I know.
Did not happen because nothing.
I know.
Why are there yes, sir. No problems at all, sir.
Narc, you don't have to talk about it. I'd never compromise you in that way. I just need to make sure that mentally that isn't going to be a problem down the road.
Well, I would like to say, sir, that if you ever did decide to compromise me in that way, I would definitely take the expense of the leverage at a high compensation price. So you could extort me as much as you'd like. But, you know, Starfleet regulations are very much so against, like, blackmail and extortion, things like that. But just in case, I do have several bars of gold plus platinum, just in case you need to extort me for anything like that in the future.
But
there's nothing to extort me for because nothing happened in the beta.
Nothing happened in the Beta Quadrant.
That's just, we don't talk about what stayed in the Beta Quadrant happened in the Beta Quadrant.
Totally fine, buddy. Let's just keep it that way. Just letting you know I'm here. All right. And if you ever feel like you are compromised or that you can't serve your duties, speak up. Okay? Won't be any shame. No extortion. We'll just take you out of the spot for a second. Okay?
Yeah, and one more question, sir.
Sure.
The science officer station, is it somewhere dark?
You know what? I'm going to talk to the engineering. I'm going to get Cynthia out there. We're going to have her dim that light for you.
So dark in the lounge, which is not really many people that can just sort of, like, lots of buttons and
You're going to be on the bridge with a lot of buttons. I can promise you that. We'll shadow the corner for you. And
bridge of the starship? The bridge is the ship? The ship's bridge.
Just
like
the corner. Just the corner.
The whole bridge of the ship? You can have me on the ship on the bridge? Wow, yeah, Captain, that's fantastic. He's basically standing on your feet at this point. That's fantastic. I can tell by your flaring of your nostrils that you're pleased. I won't let you down, sir.
Pleased. I wanted you here, Narc. I'm happy you're here, buddy. I am looking forward to the unorthodox way of thinking, getting us out of some sticky situations. All right?
I like sticky situations, Captain. Don't worry. We get into lots of sticky. You said out of. Well, sticky situations. I like them, so I will perform very well.
All
Get the
right.
stickiness.
I'm gonna let you go now because I gotta see Lerna. Okay.
He just runs off.
Okay. So Lerna, you're walking towards the captain's thing. Narc just flies by you like Sonic the Hedgehog. The door's still open, and he says, Lerna.
It's Lenra.
Sorry.
But
My
Lieutenant, no, you're okay. Lieutenant Hawthorne reporting for duty.
Come
Sir.
on in, Hawthorne. Have a seat.
Or Hanover, out of character. Hanover.
I mean, if you tell me the wrong one, I'm gonna say
No, I told you the right one. My brain just did a
Hanover, right?
Yeah.
So
Hanover.
it's Lenra Hanover.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And by got it, I mean I'm gonna say it wrong. Come on in, Hanover. Sit down. I'd like to talk to you.
Okay. She comes in and proceeds to take a seat. Kind of looking around a little bit, but more keeping focused on the captain for the time being. So,
what do you think about this assignment? And be candid.
you want the truth?
Of course. That's why I said candid.
Normally, I wouldn't question, but reading over the design manifest of the ship, there's some curiosities that stick out to me.
Hey, there's curiosities everywhere. That's what we're in the business of, is curiosities. But I mean the assignment itself. Are you happy to be here or unhappy to be here?
That's yet to be seen, sir.
Okay. Well, where do you think you'd be best used?
To be honest, sir, wherever you may need me, as long as it's not con and out of character. Where the heck? They just pulled up something else. As long as it's not con or security, those were not my strong suits in the academy.
Yeah, that's true. I know your strong suits. I think you're going to be valuable to the crew. One of the reasons I picked you is I feel like you'll bring a little bit more levity to this. I can be a little bit too casual at times, and I think that that's something that you'll be able to, fill the gap in. So I'm going to be making you my first officer for now.
Thank you, sir. I was not expecting that.
I mean, like you said, you have some great command scores, and honestly, I need somebody who's going to be a little bit more serious. Obviously, I'm the captain, and you got to remember that, but I'm going to need that counterpoint in the sticky situations.
I can provide that quite easily, sir.
All right. I mean, do you have any questions for me?
Just one. Why does it seem we have an unstable prototype transporter aboard the ship?
The transporter unit was decided to put on this vessel specifically because in certain situations of malfunctioning engines and malfunctioning systems, sometimes shields can come on and off irregularly. Whereas with this transporter unit, we'll be able to actually get into ships that are broken down and malfunctioning in ways that other ships couldn't. It's the same with the comms. I'm guessing that's what you're referring to as far as the inconsistencies. The comms are here because sometimes
standard subspace modifications that have appeared on everything from the Luna class to the Sovereign at this point. So I'm not surprised by that.
Okay, so you're just surprised by the transporter unit then?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's the answer. The transporter unit is being used on it directly because sometimes we're in that situation when we're going to fix these ships that the ships are going to be kind of working against us. So we want to be able to have mobility. We want to have torque and pulling power. And we want to have communication. So that's what the ship's designed for. That's why our tractor beam is the best there is out there. And same with our transporter units.
Okay.
They had to give us something special, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, and honestly, the transporter unit, one of the reasons they put it on it is it has kind of a death percentage, if you look at it.
Yeah, that was the thing that came up.
Exactly. Better to test it on one of these lower class units than one of the high sovereign things. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier for us to get killed in a transporter accident than, frickin' one of the captains.
True.
So, does that answer your question to your liking?
Yeah, it does, sir.
All right. Well, if you got any other questions, come to me, ask me. I got an open door policy.
I understand, sir.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go because I got to meet with Enzo. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a
and
poet and I don't even know it.
what? No, out of character. You cut off for a second.
Oh, I said I'm a poet and I don't even know it because I
Ah.
said I'm gonna let you go because I got to meet Enzo.
Right, sir. I just kind of leave. There's part of me that's just getting the image of Matthew McConaughey as the captain. All right.
I mean, I can play that. All right, baby. Yeah, just take it nice and easy. Lincoln. Phillips class is the Lincoln of spaceships, baby.
I need you to
Yeah.
get straight edge there. All right.
I'm gonna drink some whiskey by a fire and meet some weird old people. Just become friends with them. All right. So, all right. So Enzo's not next up. Enzo, you knock at the door. He goes, "Hey, come on in."
Lieutenant, sir, reporting for duty, sir.
Enzo, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the Danielson.
Thanks, sir.
Come on in, have a seat. I wanted to talk to you. Where do you think you'd best serve the ship?
Well, sir, my specialties certainly are in the areas of tactical and security. I've trained pretty extensively both for shipboard system operation, particularly in weapons and tractor operation. But I also have pretty extensive field experience. When push comes to shove, I have a decent amount of field medicine training. So in case the chief medical officer isn't with us, I can pitch in a pinch.
Well, I love the medical stuff. Enzo, I'm making you my head of security, and you'll probably be weapons. Not that they'll be used often, but on the bridge.
Sure. Well, thank you, sir. I was noticing that we replaced the standard weapons the weapons pod on the top for a very upgraded tractor beam array, which is very impressive, but maybe a little surprising for if you pardon the expression, sir, a backwater.
Enzo, we're going to get along just fine. Yeah, we got the tractor beam because, it's a tractor beam. How often do they use tractor beams? Really? This thing, they put the super on it so that we can actually tow ships if we need to. And that thing can tow just about anything we need. You put in all our engine power, we can haul anything we need anywhere. Of course, it could be used tactically. I'm not saying it can't, but look, Enzo, I'm not going to lie to you. The head of security is going to look great on your resume. You're not going to see probably a ton of action on this ship. We're not really designed for that.
How many times has he said that at this point? Prepare for action in 3, 2.
Well, but in an emergency situation, of course, I'm happy to beam aboard, take point, and scout out a dangerous situation for the rest of the away team.
And that's definitely what I'm going to need you for when those kind of situations arise. And I appreciate that you're here, Enzo. Is there any other questions you have for me?
I don't think so, sir. I'm looking forward to getting some experience.
Look, this ship's a jumping off ship. You guys come here to go somewhere else, and I get that. And I'm happy to facilitate it, okay? So
but
that's what this is going to be.
But every assignment is a real assignment, sir.
And I like that. I like the way you look at that because we are going to be doing good work. It's not flashy work. It's not fun work. We're going to be doing good, solid work. So you're dismissed. We're going to leave at blah, 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 blah hours. And yeah.
All right. Thanks, sir.
All right, so that ends the first scene of the game. One thing I'm going to, not the first session, just the first scene. I didn't know what Brian was doing with the whole commercial chat break thing. But this is a time for break if we need to take one. The one thing I'm going to say before we end that, though, is we're going to do a little bit of a fast forward in time. Okay, so basically what happens now is about 2 months pass. You guys serve on the Danielson with Anaphis. Now, Anaphis is pretty good captain. He ingratiates himself to all of you guys pretty well. The one thing about Anaphis that you notice is he is absolutely the epitome of charisma. Like, he can be friends with all of you guys. He knows exactly what you guys need to be successful in your positions, and he kind of does exactly what he needs to do. Even with Lenra, which he does clash with a couple of times in those months, he still, after it's all said and done, thanks you for what you said and how you handled it. Basically, all of you end up very happy with this assignment, with the exception of the fact that it's not flashy. You probably want to be somewhere else, but this is still a very nice assignment. And you're not like workhorsing it out or anything. And it's not a party boat or anything, but it's still like, it's a very, like, you guys end up trusting him quite a bit while he trusts you guys explicitly. Okay? So that's the end of the first scene. We can go to the end of the second scene unless people need to take a break, or if you want to answer any chat stuff there, Aether. I don't know how you want to do it. Just
chat's pretty good. I'd like to take a second, see if we can play with the sound a little bit.
Play with it. Play with it hard.
I mean, if you insist.
I'm going to go refuel. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to switch to my BRB scene.
Okay.
There was one they landed on the one planet. They were actually doing like work on the nacelles to kind of. But anyway, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Are we back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. We're back.
Warn us next time.
Not watching the stream at all. Yeah, Aether is not warning us in any way, shape, or form. We were talking about rules, and then Aether was like, "We're starting." Okay. All right. So, scene 2. All right. You guys have been here for about 2 years. 2 months. Ingratiating yourself. Wait. Should I wait?
I was muted.
Oh, okay. All right.
Quick audio test. Let's see.
Just making sure if the sound effects play through the stream.
Yeah. Is that audible on stream?
I can't tell because I'm here. I heard it through the thing before, GridFam before, so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Chat.
Somebody wants to say you hear it?
We need to.
Yep.
Okay.
All right,
yeah,
we're good.
We're good.
All right. So shall I continue?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Fire away.
All right. So you guys have been with the ship for about 2 months. You've ingratiated yourself. You've been really comfortable with the rest of the crew and the captain. Gotten to know Billy. You've also gotten to know, because names suck. Oh, you gotten to know Cynthia Deveros a little bit more, the head engineer. She's gruff, a little bit hard, a little bit more war-worn. She kind of gives you the feeling of an engineer who's good at their job, but has served and doesn't want that shit anymore. Wants to like finish out their time on a much easier deal. Like she's like, I'm good with towing. I don't want to fight Borg anymore or any of that shit. So like that's kind of what the feel you get from her, which isn't bad. It's just she's definitely got that feeling of like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I just want to do my job and collect my paycheck and be done at the end of the day. So you get to know her. Billy is a little bit more he's a nice guy. He's a lot like the captain. He's just a little bit quieter. And he's a little bit more into the he's a little bit more all about like service, although he is really happy to be on the Danielson, not necessarily because he wants an easy cushy job, but he just likes the atmosphere here, and he's very happy on the ship. He has no problem. So that's what you guys get to know about them. Nonetheless, you are all called into the very small, into the captain's chamber, because I don't know that they would have a conference room. They probably do. Well, I'll do a conference room. You get all called into the conference room, which is rare for a mission assignment. Usually Anaphis just like sends it to you or tells you the next time you're on the bridge, that sort of thing. But he calls you all in for your next assignment. When you guys all get in and sit down, that includes Cynthia and Billy. He sits down and he's still, casual Anaphis, but he seems a little bit more serious. There's a little bit more of an edge to him. It's almost imperceivable to anybody who hadn't just served with him in tight quarters for the last 2 months, but you guys can because you have. And he basically begins to say, all right, crew, our next mission is a little bit more serious than we usually do. The Sovereign class Valor has come under serious damage. They had a serious malfunction in orbit of a planet called Cascade. They need a tow from us, but this is a serious situation. What would be a check for remembering something, Sean? Like a good ability check for remembering stuff.
1 second here. Insight.
From my understanding, and this is kind of a question as well, it was like reason seemed to be more like actual things you understood, and insight was more intuition and things you don't understand. So if it's like something you've never encountered, it's more insight. And if it's something that you're familiar with, it's reason. So maybe reason is memory.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That's my reason.
Yeah, no. You're right.
Everybody do a reason, an insight check then.
Insight.
Yeah.
Insight. What? That's the.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Which would be
roll. I have to roll straight insight.
Do I have to put it with a discipline every time, or can I just do a straight insight roll?
Well, okay. What? I'm trying to word this without trying to give too much away.
I mean, if we're trying to remember an event, that sounds that might.
That just maybe. I think that's just a straight insight check, or insight or reason check.
All right, just do insight then.
So I'll roll 2.
Play by the seat of our pants, baby.
If somebody could walk me back through how to roll at some point, that would be great.
Shit, I gotta do that.
That's gonna be them.
No, that's not it.
What's our
Wrong
target
guy.
number?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Your target number is the amount of successes, right?
Yeah. How many successes do we? Oh, just one. Okay.
Just one.
So let's roll 2d20. Critical.
Nice.
So I got 2 successes,
which
means I got 1 over, so we actually gain 1 in momentum.
Yeah.
So that adds 1 to the momentum pool.
Why did that do that?
And actually, that was what I forgot to check, was the rule of what our starting pool was. Because we actually do start with a little bit.
Well, consider this very easy roll a chance to gain early momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, we all rush through the system, other than you, Sean. So I think it's going to be a learning experience as we play. Yeah, and honestly, I always do that with the games I play anyway. I get the very basic idea of it, then just play it and figure it out as I go along.
Yeah,
so
it's all good.
Everybody out there, bear with us. That's what I'm saying, I guess.
Why didn't mine do the roll?
Oh, there's Narc.
Wait, so he got 1 success.
Did I just roll something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
So heads up for those who don't know, rolling low is good. In this case, you want to roll below your insight, or insight or reason.
Nick, just focus on the story. That's all that matters. We'll tell you if you fail or win. It's all digital now anyway.
I'm apparently chatting 2d20 instead of rolling 2d20, and I'm not sure what's happening anymore.
Go to.
Are you doing it in Foundry?
Go to your
or
actor. In Foundry. Somebody just rolled.
That's Tobin.
He failed both, right?
Yeah, he failed both.
I'm saying 2d20. What's happening?
You just keep saying 2d20.
/roll space 2d20.
Okay.
Wait, I heard that, Scorn. I heard you say it. We're getting somewhere.
Ooh, critical.
Yeah, so, I mean, yep, one more momentum.
Yay.
So
All
just
right.
so just
Who
real
rolled
quick,
that last one?
like out of
Me.
character. Sorry if this
Enzo.
is like LARP, and now this is offensive in some communities or something. But like out of character. Um,
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm sorry, this is gonna get me canceled. But out of character.
It's not on Twitter. You're okay.
So just real quick, like just for us, like super intelligent Ferengis, right? What is so I went to Foundry, I've got that open,
Yeah.
and I see that I've got like my character sheet, I guess. I mean, I've got my character sheet, but I mean, I've got like perform challenge, perform task. Are you just clicking those buttons, entering the number of dice you're supposed to roll based on the stats, and then
If
hitting?
you just click those buttons, I think it just rolls for you because it's
it-
all the
it-
Star Trek Adventures
so
edition.
this is why I was trying to remember how recalling information works. That one's the one I kind of get choked up on myself.
Oh, I see. There's a checkbox. I didn't see that before.
Yeah, if you select one for the stat and then one for whatever the skill is, and do perform task, you can usually do that. That's why I was trying to figure out how to word it. What skill would give me the general knowledge needed in sense to that would be relevant to what we're about to learn or what we're recalling. That was what I was trying to figure out.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate in the middle of the game, kind of just like
No, that's fine.
Explain how the game works.
We've got people who haven't played, so it's
Anybody watching a
gonna
role-playing
happen.
game stream's got to expect this. I mean, at least a little bit.
This is already way less scuffed than most of the other streams I've seen.
Yeah.
It's that word again. Okay, so who in all that chaos? Narc passed, Lenra passed, Enzo passed, right?
And Tobin did not remember shit.
Tobin's
He's still
like,
staring out the
"Man,
window.
I like space." Okay. So Narc, Lenra, and Enzo. I'm gonna give you all a different piece of information too. We're gonna go with Enzo. Well, we're gonna go with Lenra first. Lenra, you know that the Valor, right off the bat, the Valor ship is been in like recent big news because they are attempting to do something called the Cyric Accords. Cyric being a commandant in the Federation, a Vulcan commandant in the Federation, has somehow over the course of the last 2 years negotiated a kind of ceasefire, not just a ceasefire, but a potential full alliance between the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans in hopes that they will be able to start to open trade with each other, open space with each other, and even potentially start moving into the Beta Quadrant more than normal, the part behind the Romulans. So this is a big deal because the Valor is going to be the central focus of where those negotiations are going down, or the most recent phase in the negotiations between a Klingon and Romulan, and of course the Vulcan commandant for the Federation, Cyric. So that's the part that you remember. That's how important the Valor is, because that meeting is going down in like a week, not even. Enzo, the part you remember is Cascade. Cascade was a Bajoran settlement, you believe, and there, in all of your conversations back and forth with Anaphis during whatever, you actually have heard him mention that before. And you recall that he was actually stationed at Cascade at this colony at one point. But you're not sure what exactly happened there. Now, of course, Narc, being the science officer that he is, loves science and knows that a serious, terrible accident happened to a Bajoran colony there. Something that was being worked on, like the Federation was there working on something, and a Bajoran colony was there, and they were allowing them to work on it, and it was something about the planet itself, kind of giving out weird temporal readings. And somehow this huge accident happened. The Bajoran colony was wiped out, and basically this planet is like a no-fly zone because it gives off these weird temporal distortions every so often that mess with people. Basically, the planet is like the temporal version of Chernobyl, if that makes sense. So all three of you remember that as he says Cascade. Does anybody want to jump in or just let him keep going with his reading?
I'm going to let him keep going.
No, this is
I'll
fine.
wait for a break.
All right, so he keeps going. He's like, anyway. At Cascade, Valor was doing some initial readings, trying to find out if the temporal distortion there was basically dissipating. They encountered some sort of malfunction with their engines, and now they are stranded in the orbit of Cascade, which makes things a little bit dangerous for us. We are going to have to go in. We're going to have to get the Valor fixed, and we're going to have to get the Valor running. We're also up against the clock here because by the time we warp there, we are the closest ship with the ability to actually fix them. After we warp there, they're only going to have 2 days to get fixed and still have time to make their negotiation meeting. So this is a very important. This is probably the most important mission we've ever had, guys. The other thing is the temporal distortion is, well, we should be outside its range, but it is very unpredictable. And it's very dangerous. We're going to be in some very dangerous situations here. So I want everybody to understand what we're going into and what we're up against. Does anybody have any comments?
Is there any possibility of towing them away from the disturbances before we start working on repairs?
I think that is a huge possibility. We definitely have the capacity in the tractor beam to be able to tow them away from the distortion and able to work on us. And of course, we are outfitted with a complement of repair parts as per our loadout. So most likely, once we tow them away, we will be able to send an away team onto the Valor, and then we'll be able to get them up and running within time to make their meeting. Anything else?
Do we have any
Do we have any information about the spatial disturbances in our database that already exist? Like, is this a known type of distortion, or is this the type of new thing that we haven't encountered before? Is there some kind of a roll or a check I could do to find out if we have information on this type of subspace anomaly yet?
Actually, Narc, that would be perfect. If you could check our databases on any information you can find on Cascades, specifically the distortion and what we're in for, that would be a huge help, especially on the warp over there. That would really maybe prepare us. Yeah. He looks like he's about to say something else, and then he kind of waits for somebody else to talk.
I pretty much have the information I need.
Okay.
Is there anyone? Is there anyone left on Cascade, sir? I know you've mentioned before that you'd been stationed there at one point.
Okay. You say that, and his face gives you something that you've never read off him. Like, you're not sure if it's hate at you for a second or if it's just sadness, but whatever. Like, you've never seen this casual.
That's what we call the demotion look.
This lighthearted, fun dude. Great captain, fun captain, just immediately gets like, I'm going to kill you. but he stops for a second. He goes, he takes a breath, and then his demeanor kind of comes back, and he goes, you know what, Enzo, I'm glad you brought that up. I have mentioned that I was stationed on Cascade. There's some things you guys don't know about the stationing on Cascade. Sean, Seatown, if I see you yawn again, I'm going to drive to Cleveland. Drive to Cleveland.
It's not because of anything you're doing, Jesus.
It's just going to be a yawn around the thing. No, I know it's not because of me. I'm amazing. I'm saying that I'm going to start yawning.
Oh, okay.
No, C-Town, he very clearly implicated you on this.
Yeah. Also, if we keep talking about it, we're all going to yawn.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
So about that
I'm
yawning
really
stuff.
just kidding about the me being amazing. I don't want anybody thinking I think I'm amazing.
He's
I've
not
had an
kidding about
ulcer in
driving
my
to Cleveland
stomach
to kick
with-
your ass, though.
No, I'm not. One day. One day. Anyway, he continues. I got to get back into character. You know what, Enzo? I'm glad you brought that up. You guys, I'm pretty sure all of you know that I served at Cascade at one time. I was actually part of the liaison team for the Bajoran colony that we lost. And yes, I knew some people there. And no, there were no survivors on Cascade other than me. So yeah. So let's get that out here. Let's get that out in front of everybody. As far as the temporal distortion, when it initially started and the meltdown happened, unfortunately, I was the first out with the liaison team. So I do not know exactly what we are in for. Yeah. Yeah. Let's all roll insight.
Okay.
Wait though, I want to add something to it, and you're gonna definitely need 2 successes. But I want to just look at the character sheet real quick to remind myself what I'm looking at.
So
I have
just as a reminder, command is a skill that's also used for diplomacy and
Right.
and social interaction. Medicine's anything medical, science anything sciencey, securities anything tactical,
Security.
weird.
Thanks.
And yeah, pretty much.
And it's
self-explanatory.
and you're adding your stat to your
Right.
discipline, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay, got it. I need to do a private DM roll here.
So C-Town, just to clarify, so that first roll when it was just memory, insight, whatever, that was
Usually
that was just like a perform challenge. But since this one is something
well,
where
perform
we're trying,
challenge. No. Perform challenge does something else, and it rolls d6s for some reason, which that's something completely different.
You guys should all roll command with your insight as well.
Yeah. Command insight. So
I check the insight box, check the command box, and then I hit the
Perform
perform task button.
What's the difficulty range? Or there's no complication range.
No, the game is
two successes you require.
Okay,
so 2 complication.
And
no. Complication remains 1. That's if he raises the critical fail.
Oh,
Well, you're contesting it too,
Ah.
just so you know.
Okay, so
And you
for
rolled really
this, do I
good.
need to? So would there be any focuses that I could use for this type of a thing, or is this we just want to do straight roll?
Let me look at your character sheet because I don't want to say things that would give things away.
Would investigation or
I do not see. Ooh, you know what? No, behavioral analysis would help you, Narc. You have that as a focus. So
I know it would help. They keep telling him that, but Oh, you mean? Got it.
So if you hit focus, what will happen there is if you roll. That's
Sorry.
extra vehicular activity.
now, with contested, do you have to beat the number of successes he got?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you guys need 3. Sorry, my bad.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm trying to roll under my insights.
Yeah. Well, you
insight
roll,
plus
you've
command.
You've got two successes.
So I got 2 successes. Okay.
Question was, did you click the use focus?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've expended a focus or whatever.
No, that doesn't work that way. Focus is so basically what happens with a focus is it increases your critical range.
Yeah.
So if it's in your focus, if you roll under your skill, under the corresponding discipline, stat wise, then it counts as a critical.
Okay.
So, I don't think diplomacy, composure, investigation would help.
I got no successes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Current flat
See if
roll.
I'm doing
Let's
this
see.
right.
So now, do you take threat if you guys fail?
Ooh,
What's this 1+? Oh, I put the wrong button.
What? Yeah, it's 2 successes. I didn't get enough.
Right, complication range 20.
You gain threat either by if we roll a complication, you can decide not to give us a complication and take a
Give
threat.
us threat, right?
Yeah.
See
B,
that
if
roll
we're out
correctly.
of momentum. Oh, like
No, why does it keep saying 1+?
that. Okay, don't worry about that.
Oh,
Yeah, complication ranges, you're fine. One
you did roll a
success,
20, so
but you did a roll of 20, so you can either give him some form of complication or generate a threat for yourself.
brain freeze.
We're gonna generate a threat because I'm not quite
Okay.
sure what to give him as a complication in this specific area.
No, you're fine. And I forgot, like I said, I forgot to look up.
my dice rolling
You get a
continues.
starting threat pool, and we get a starting momentum pool.
Yeah, I didn't look that up
Yeah.
either.
Yeah,
That's my bad as well.
That's
But
fine.
I mean,
That's fine. We'll do that next time. That's not.
yeah, like I said, we're having fun here.
Yeah,
So
it's all good.
that's what matters. Fun's the name of the game, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
so
I'm hesitant to spend on a.
all right, so nobody succeeded, right?
Yeah, no one did.
Yep.
I got.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we needed 2.
We needed
successes,
3.
right?
Yeah, we needed to.
Three.
We needed to match him at least.
Hmm.
I love that at least Brian can check and see that I rolled that good. So
Yeah.
that's what's nice about this. There's no cheating in this one. I can't cheat, you guys.
Well, like I said, if I had a focus in diplomacy or composure or investigation, I would have actually gotten over it, but I did not. So there was a chance, but no, didn't work.
Okay, so yeah, so he tells you about that, and then he basically says, if there's nothing else, I'm going to dismiss you guys, and we'll get to work.
Right. Recommend we enter the area under yellow alert, sir.
All right, that's fair enough. We definitely will. Tobin, I'm going to want you to head right to Con and set a course for Cascade.
All right,
And then-
we'll do, sir.
All right, so he dismisses everybody. Narc, you wanted to research stuff, so why don't you research stuff?
So this is he can use the computer systems of the ship as an assist on the roll. Is that how that works?
believe-
To plot
Yeah.
to plot a course. I'll roll that because usually one of the other players does it. In this case,
Narc is doing research on
you're
the
doing
temporal
research?
anomalies.
okay, so that would be a computer science roll assist from the ship.
Okay.
I will roll because that's only 1 die. And Narc, you roll basically.
Well, he's doing the research. I'm doing.
He's doing research with science and whatever other attribute.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
have
so
let's
I've
have
got-
Narc roll science. Sean can roll for ship. Narc can roll science, and then Aether can roll for the plot the course.
Okay, so my roll for science, do I do reason and science? Check both of those?
Yeah.
Or- Okay, and then my other question is, do talents matter for this? I have computer expertise and collaboration for science. I don't know if any of that makes any
I'm
difference.
just gonna look at your character, see if I can't
what's
see
the-
anything that would help you. With
Talent
What's the-
is. Yeah, let me grab the book real quick. I got to look that one up.
what a talent is.
So what those particular talents do?
Yeah, they're like powers.
I actually didn't write those.
All right, so you have, what did you say you have? Computer expertise. Whenever you attempt a task that involves the programming or study of a computer system, you may add a bonus D20 to your pool.
So this isn't really studying the computer system. This is using the computer system for research. So maybe
Right.
not. So
Yeah.
probably not. Like it's not computer science. I'm literally just like using Google.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And then collaboration
Google.
is you select a
Spoogle.
single discipline when you select this talent.
Shift
Whenever
is
an
not a
ally attempts a task using that discipline, you may spend a momentum to allow them to use your score for that discipline and one of your focuses. Since you are doing the research, it does not apply here.
Great. Okay.
Now you can
Also,
spend-
I don't want this to get demonetized, so it could be any search engine type futuristic system of your choice,
Bing!
including Alta Vista or whatever in the future.
Go,
It's
go,
okay.
go.
We're on Twitch. They're owned by Amazon. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Now
Aren't we all?
you can spend a momentum to increase your pool by 1 die.
Spend? I'm not going to spend anything. No, I'm a
Okay.
Ferengi. I don't do that.
Okay.
You can also take a threat point to add a die to your pool as well.
Are you betting?
I think you all saw how I respond to threats and high stress situations. So
You're secretly in a
okay,
possum,
so now I just hit
wearing a
perform
Ferengi
task.
ears.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
and no focus or anything like that. And it's
Right.
the little slider just is sitting in between like 1 and 2. I just leave that, right?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
It's supposed
great.
to say 2. It's just
Yeah, that's
it
fine.
lost you.
ish.
Okay, so I got a 7 and a 3. And if I switch
Nice.
back to the
2
chat,
successes. It's 2
Okay.
successes.
2 successes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a good one. All right, bump your momentum up by 1.
Sweet.
And then basically, Narc, here's what you find as you're going. While I'm going to tell Narc this, why don't Aether and Seatown, you guys roll your fun little plot course thing.
All right. I'll
Okay.
plot course.
Narc,
So,
hey, you know what? Let's let them do that.
yeah, engine.
I forget we're not in a basement.
Yeah,
They can't
it's
just,
fine.
like,
It's
take you
fine.
aside to talk to you while they're talking.
Engine and con.
Yeah, I got the helm really.
Are you in a
System my
basement?
computer's supposed to on.
I'm in a basement too, actually.
I'm
I guess
like-
that makes sense.
speak
Difficulty
for
is
yourself. Come on.
I mean, we're not in
the ship assist.
same basement.
We're
Oh,
not.
nice.
Correction, Captain. We're not in the basement. But we are in a basement.
Oh, nice.
Holy mackerel.
I mean,
Well, I'm sorry. What was that? I was on the.
I'm just looking.
Difficult.
I'm just making it look good.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Oh, that's
difficulty
great.
with 1, so he got 3. We get 2 plus the 1, so we actually gain 3
2.
momentum out of that.
Good
Unless
boy.
the difficulty was 2.
No, difficulty was 1.
So yeah, we get 3 because the ship also assisted. So,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys
Oh.
are looking good.
we are maximum. We're at
Nice is
maximum we can
when
take. Max
The
momentum we can have is 5. So spend
nice
them
is
while
when
we
the
got 'em.
replicators give you an extra serving. I just hit a target the size of a Volkswagen about 100 light years away.
Yeah, that's impressive. There is no complaint. I was kind of hoping, like, if you guys botch that, I'm like, I'm just gonna make up some shit. You get attacked by Klingons, but like, that's great. That's great.
No,
right.
on a complication like that, it would be like Excelsior trying to chase the Enterprise. It's
All right, so Narc, here's what happens, buddy. You research this. You don't find a lot about the Cascade incident because a lot of it is very redacted or classified or above your level. However, you do find a paper, well, like not a paper, but like this Federation consistency of a paper, which is basically a research document on just the Cascade effect itself, which is exactly what you're looking for. Basically, the Cascade effect is every so often there is another temporal explosion on the planet. This temporal explosion does not like hit you with effect or force, but basically it lets out this temporal wave, which basically makes kind of time very easy, very weak in those areas. And it allows you to possibly see the time that you're not in. So like you could be standing there when this distortion goes off and all of a sudden see what was happening 20 years ago, or all of a sudden see what's going to happen 5 minutes from now or whatever. So, and the effect itself only lasts for about a minute, maybe 2, and then it's gone. The other thing that the study goes into is basically the range of the effect is basically limited to orbit, although sometimes it gets a little bit wider, a little bit weaker. There's no exact measurement for the explosion or the effect itself. There are some theories on this effect as to why it's happening, but since a lot of the reasoning behind the explosion and behind the cause of these temporal distortions are redacted, the scientists can only like make assumptions based on what they see, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. The one thing, though, that they can all agree upon is that they believe that the distortion is fading, as in the temporal distortion itself is slowly, like, they're getting larger in between. Like the stag between explosions is getting slowly and slowly longer, meaning that they're kind of like there's less and less of them in a day, less and less of them in a week, and that eventually, sometime in the future, there won't be these temporal distortions. That cascade will be stabilized again. But that's what you find out about it, and that's what you find out about the cascade effect.
Okay. So there's parts of it that I can't see by doing the research. Okay.
Like the actual
so it's
incident.
sort of like you're going in and snooping through somebody's room, and maybe you're like half aside from Ranma, and you know that there's probably some skivvies stored someplace, but you haven't found the goods yet. So can I possibly? I don't expect to pass, but I don't know if my character has the composure to not try to find out the redacted information.
Yeah.
So can I just throw some kind of a roll at trying to snoop,
Trying
into
to find out about the
secret,
actual incident. So,
you
like,
know, above my pay grade files that might. Yeah.
Sure. Just to clarify, basically the effect itself is what you've read. The incident is the thing that, like, no, you can't see what happened there. Like,
Right.
you do not get to see what happened there.
Which
That's-
also we
that's the
failed like
difference.
and that was like the poker face check that we failed against the captain too, right?
No comment. Anyway,
Okay.
so basically what you need to do now is roll against, oh man, what would fucking hacking be?
Difficulty 2 to 3 at least.
Oh, it's going to
it would be
high.
awesome. Hack the planet. Oh, sorry. I mean, captain.
Chili
Hack
bowl.
the planet, captain.
Chili bowl. Fire!
We're going to say insight and security, because I think that would be like a security thing. And then basically you're going to need 4 successes.
Can the computer assist in this, or would that be actually detracting from it?
I feel like the computer. I mean, I feel like if I was trying to use the computer itself, it would be a detractor because I haven't done anything to compromise the computer system itself.
It won't attempt to assist.
It just won't help you. It basically, the computer's like, okay, you're hacking now. No. So it's not going to help you. So you're on your own. You got to get 4 successes, basically.
Okay, so
I think you'd have to roll 2 1s. I'm not sure. You can also spend momentum if you want.
That's fine. I'm just
Computer expertise might actually help on this one.
Yeah,
I would say it would on this one if you want.
Computer expertise would help, and I'd recommend spending a momentum just to buy an extra die to at least get you up to 3.
Okay, I'll do what they say because they obviously know what's going on with my money. Let's see.
Hey! This is a wise investment.
I'll trust the kind gentleman here giving me the proper advice. Okay, so
I'll do the momentum is a group thing. You guys are all spending from the same pool.
Yeah.
So
it's their money? Yeah, let's
everybody's
spend
money.
Yeah, it's a communal pool.
Make it rain.
And to be honest, like we were at max anyway.
Okay, great. So I click the using focus button, and then
okay,
I've got
because if you bought one, slide that dice slider up to 3.
Great. Okay, and then I'll hit roll dice.
Well, and you should actually have 4 because of expertise.
And yeah, that'll raise you more.
I got a critical failure and a critical success.
Yeah, so
and you have 1 more dice to roll. Also.
Oh, okay. So let me go back. Where was that? Here.
Actually, just hit. There should be in the chat a reroll result button. You can just edit it from there.
So I just do reroll results, and
yeah.
then, okay, so I do focus again.
Yeah.
And I just said it's a 1. I'll just roll 1 dice.
Hey, should we be hearing music right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So definitely another failure.
So you did not. What was the difficulty you said?
4.
4. Yeah, you're not able to get through.
Just shy.
So, yeah, but I got a critical failure and a critical success. I don't know if those cancel each other out or if I get like dinged by Starfleet security. It's like,
no,
you just broke the terms of service. Now your Vizio Studio is
but my console's probably going. My console's probably going beep beep beep, and I just look over at you like, really?
I'm gonna say you're gonna get a complication, not a threat, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. It will come up when the time comes.
That's complicated.
You definitely
So I
don't
hear.
get in. You don't get in. I'm actually gonna make a note for myself.
Great. So I got all the standard information and just literally had to run over to the safe and just twist the knob and put my ear to it just to make sure it didn't just magically open, kind of a thing.
Right.
What the heck? The music just went ominous.
Way up.
All right. So that's that for that
There we
section.
You
You guys,
went up to the safe and went to Kristen. Da, 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 da.
There
you
we
guys,
go.
you guys arrive in orbit. Or Aether, do you need to pause for a sec? Or?
Nope, you're good.
All right. You guys arrive in orbit of Cascade. Just normal, kind of M-class planet. Nothing to it other than the distortion field, which is not going off at this particular moment.
Before we approach, I actually want science to run a scan to see what the status of the temporal field is, if we can, with long range.
Anaphis is like, it's a good idea. Narc, go ahead and scan the planet for that. Also, do me a favor and just scan for lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't want us to warp right into orbit into a temporal anomaly.
Totally with you. Go ahead and
Yes.
also scan the planet for any sort of life signs you see.
Sensors.
Yeah,
Yes. I will scan with the sensors, and I program the sensors to do a sensor sweep, so I can actually, if I'll do that. Yes, sir.
Ship does not assist. Did not succeed.
Okay, so now
Danielson says no.
Yep.
I'm supposed to tow here.
It has decent sensors and science on it, so
Yeah, it does.
not.
I didn't leave you guys hanging. I didn't think.
Oh no, that's your stats are about right. It's all good. Just God forbid we ever have to take a hit.
Don't. What do we get there?
One.
one success.
All right. So the temporal distortion is not going on right now. You're not exactly sure when it's going to go on, but you have a good idea that it's going to be roughly 15 minutes, 20 minutes from now. There'll be another cascade effect.
I'm just gonna run straight up to the captain and almost bump into him, kind of like the Mr.
Hey,
Mr.
narc.
Furley thing, just like woo, right. And it's just like right up there, like Captain. Do we have a complement of sensor probes at all? Do we have any sensor probes? I realize that there's not a lot of information on this spatial anomaly, and so if we had sensor probes, I could potentially shoot some sensor probes around the planet, and then we could have it record the event. And then maybe we could be famous for finding out the exact vicinity of the cascade effect. And then maybe if we also had additional sensor probes, I could maybe get a complement of sensor probes into my room, my quarters, so that I could work on some experiments. I have some experiments for tracking.
Narc.
Yes.
We've had this discussion before. We don't even have a torpedo launcher on this ship. We don't have a way to launch probes.
Oh yes.
One question: did you tell him about the life signs first, or did you just run over and say all that?
All that.
Okay. All right. He goes up. Lenra's right. We're not a science vessel, not in that way. We're here to fix the Valor and get it up and running. Did you detect anything else on the planet out of the ordinary from the sensor suite?
I did. I detected some life signs and some other things as well.
And I just relay everything completely like verbatim as I got it.
Okay.
Now that it's relevant.
You see his mood again changes. And
Also, the music has gotten kind of. I'm
really
a Ferengi, so
loud.
my ears are very sensitive, but the music got very, very loud.
I
Thank you.
cannot even hear the music. But he basically he gets low again, real low again, and he goes, life signs. You detected life signs on the planet, on Cascade.
Yes, sir. Is that
Okay.
important?
I'm going to perform a tactical analysis. Like, is the ship still in orbit?
Go, do it.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Um,
Sean, tell him to do it. How to do it.
So in your case, that would be a sensor scan.
Mhm.
You would be rolling insight and actually in this case, because you're looking for tactical information security.
Okay.
Ship will assist with its sensors and science.
I'm gonna.
And it does. It actually assists.
Oh, nice.
So you get one success.
Does constantly watching apply here? Using an attempt a task to detect danger or hidden enemies, reduce difficulty by 1.
Go for it. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Okay, what's the base difficulty, just so we know? Because
14, so I'll succeed on a 15 or better.
Oh,
15 or less. Yeah.
Me. Base difficulty is 1.
Okay.
So you're definitely
Okay.
gonna nail it to a wall.
Sweet.
You don't need to hit the constantly one. You actually just hit the perform task, and then it'll say,
Are you trying to
I
do
like
a
that it
technical
actually
analysis with the
adds it.
sensors?
Right.
1. Yeah, so 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got
All right.
2 successes. So
All right.
Well,
So yeah,
here we go.
momentum back up 1, and Enzo spots the Valor. Valor is is in orbit. It has no engine power whatsoever. Does appear to have life signs. Not life. It has life signs, but it appears to have like life systems, life support still active. So it's not like everybody's dead inside or anything like that. But it is in orbit without any power whatsoever. So you do successfully do that.
I recommend that we go ahead and tow the ship out of orbit first before we start getting caught in these temporal anomaly waves.
agreed. Captain, we should open hailing frequencies and make sure, get a status report from
Anaphis stands up and goes, "Hold on a second. Narc, can you get me a positioning on those life signs on Cascade?"
Of course, Captain. And I've got advanced sensor operations, so I should be able to figure out exactly where those guys are.
Okay.
With my
there's a rule in it for doing like a zero
Focus?
task, right, Sean?
Mhm.
I thought.
Yeah.
That you
you can roll. It's for generating momentum, but we're at a point where we're maxed again. So
Yeah.
so I just
you
do like a-
accomplish it.
Okay, great.
I'm not going to make you roll that one. You accomplish it. You just go over, and basically you can immediately locate them. And funny enough, they are right in the vicinity. They are in what used to be the Cascade Colony. Do you say that to him?
Yes, Captain. The location of the it's I wonder if the captain's going to get mad if I say this again. Last time we talked about the colony, he got a little tense. I hope he doesn't get tense this time. You're not going to get tense if I say this. I mean, I hope you don't get tense if I say this. I'll just say this.
Narc.
I'm going to stand behind Lenra first, and then I'm going to say it. The life signs, they're located in the vicinity of the colony, Captain. And there are 2 of them. But if you're going to throw something, then
I'm not going to throw anything, Narc. I'm not that kind of captain. All right.
Oh, that's convenient. You're safe.
Not that first officer. No. Kidding.
Lenra.
I'm going to wait till what he says go.
Okay. He goes, Lenra, I'm going to take an away team myself. Enzo, Narc, you're with me. Enzo, if you have another security officer on board you want to bring him. We're going to go down there. Lenra, you're going to have the con after we beam down to the planet, tow the ship, and then hail them and get an away team over there yourself.
Okay, first off,
fix it up.
No, because you are the captain of the ship and you have to remain aboard. If anyone's going down, it's me.
Lenra, look, I know I've been casual up in here, but I gave you an order and you're going to follow it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then again, Lenra, if you wanted to go instead of I
No,
going,
Narc, you're with me. I'm going to need
Captain.
your knowledge on the science.
Of course, yes, my knowledge on the way the mission.
All right. At that point, he he leaves with Enzo and Narc. Enzo, you follow. Do you have
I
anything
hit-
to say? Or?
I hit my communicator. Ensign Vassar, meet us in transporter room 1.
All right. Ensign Vassar's going to meet you. And I actually had a guy, but you named him, so that's fine.
But you can call him whatever. I don't care.
I'll move us into transporter range of the colony and hail the Valor. Tell them we are on our way.
All right. So, okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna on the way to the transporter room,
My
just because I
butt
know
in
the
the
general
captain's
ship
chair.
layout. Just on the way, I'm just gonna hit one of those random like panels that they only seem to end like open when they're like, hey, we're gonna do a wait or a boarding party, and then they pop open the panels and there's like all the equipment that
Is it
you would
working?
need for an away mission, but they never usually
You
bring.
didn't move it.
And I'm gonna bring like all of the sensor equipment that I can possibly sheave onto my body. But it's more for like protection from things than it is for like actual
Pause.
scientific usage. Just things that take up space.
Why do you
Maybe
have
it'll
6
deflect.
pattern buffers?
Why are you carrying 150 tricorders?
Where do you even
Bandoliers.
fit all of those?
Got like 150
Oh, God.
cc containers of diazepine just like strapped to the side of his head, just whatever. But yeah, he's ready to go now.
Transporter room.
Alright.
Make sure no authorized equipment heads down with Narc.
he's with the captain, so I don't think they're going to stop him. And the captain doesn't give a shit what he's got on. So, all right. So you guys head down to the transporter room. Basically, when you hit the transporter room, Cynthia Deveros is there personally. She has a serious look on her face, and you can't help but remember that she did serve with Anaphis at one time. She's looking right at him. Like it becomes about them, and they're the only 2 people in the room. And she goes, I'm going to personally transport you down to make sure that I can transport you around the temporal anomaly. But you realize what Cascade is, and you realize I can't teleport you directly into the city. Anaphis is like, just get us as close as you can. Without even like saying anything to you guys. So you could chime in before you get in the
Question,
transporter room.
why can't we transport directly into the city?
Anaphis stops and he turns around and Cynthia like looks at you, then looks at him like, I ain't saying nothing. And then he looks at Cynthia and nods. Cynthia looks at you and goes, Cascade is technically the epicenter of the temporal distortions. And it creates a small field within just within the city limits that doesn't allow transport directly into the zone.
Sir, as your chief of security, I feel like there might be a few things you've left out of the mission briefing.
Enzo stops and he looks and he goes, yeah, there is. It's like we're about to have a tense moment, and then
It's like Turkey's better than McCarran.
maybe this would be a good moment to mention. I brought a lot of scientific equipment and research equipment just for the purposes of research and science. It's not for any other purposes. Just might look that way, but I didn't find any pattern enhancers, so that in case we get a situation where we need to enhance our patterns, that we could enhance the patterns with the pattern enhancers. But I didn't see any of those, Captain. So maybe you should listen to Mr. Enzo about the safety of the situation.
Our transporter is the best in the business, and as far as Enzo is concerned, Enzo
is it also experimental? I don't know about experimental, but it kind of says in the name that it's experimental.
At this point, he does ignore Narc, and he looks directly at Enzo, and he goes, "You've trusted me for 2 months. Are you going to stop now?"
I never said I didn't trust you, sir.
All right.
Just hoping for a little more information is all.
If there's people down there, we need to get them off that planet.
If I was a person on that planet, I would definitely want to leave. So yes, I agree, Captain.
The temporal distortion won't hurt you. Not unless you're down there for years and years and years.
Like these people may have been.
Just be careful for the distortions and be careful for the visions. Remember, you're going to be seeing stuff that isn't happening. So just be aware. And then he looks at Narc and goes, Narc, set one of those contraptions that you have wrapped your body in to basically let us know when a distortion's about to go off.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. An early warning system. I'll get right on that, Captain.
All right. Let's go. All right. You guys beam down to the planet. We're going to go back into the bridge with Lenra and Tobin. And Lenra, you said open a hailing frequency?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You guys send a hailing frequency. You just get this like weird, this kind of weird garbled voice back. That basically like, yes, hello, shh, we have very low power, shh, we need, warp core,
As that's happening,
power drive fixed.
Yeah, as that's happening, I actually order them to try to boost the signal so we can try to get through. Try to clear it up.
Okay, go for it.
From our end. So
yeah,
that's going to be whatever NPC you want to just roll for it, or
yeah, I'll just roll for it. You want to roll the ship?
Yeah, it's going to be communications and engineering. And roll that. Let's see if it assists. It does. So.
Yeah. What? 20. What did I do wrong there? Roll 2. Oh, I did. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Shit!
I can see that. So
I just X'd out of Forge by accident.
Oh!
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Give me a second. I'll get back in it. Whoops. Whoopsie. If I come back in, will I be the GM still there?
Yeah.
Okay, there? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
For a price.
Oh, I mean, yes, of course, Captain.
What do you mean, welcome back? I'm signed in, you fuckers. Just put me in the goddamn thing. Oh, damn.
That's why investing in Bitcoin is the best idea.
We got the scores. It's 18-4.
Why can't I get back in? I literally have to sign back in. You guys.
You have to join the game. It should tell you to join the game.
Yeah, every time I click on it, it says I got to sign up again. And I don't know why.
Christ.
Well, it blew up kind of on us earlier. Oh my god. Keep getting so loud.
Like, I don't want to, like, sign in if that's going to screw something up. And honestly, I don't even remember how to sign in. I don't think I ever made up a thing for it, honestly.
You should have.
We can roll with the current scores while that goes.
Okay. I won't be able to roll for bad guys and stuff though.
I mean, you got dice.
I actually have my dice upstairs, but that's okay. I won't need to roll until the end of this episode. Well, this part anyway.
Yeah. Do you want to slip to another breaker real quick while you fix that, or?
Well, why don't we finish this scene and then we'll slip to another break? Because this is where I would have said let's break again anyway. So
yeah. Okay. That's how I was making sure here, so we can.
No, you're fine. Lenra hails. It goes a little bit better. So you hear through again and you hear, hello.
This is First Officer Hanover. We are here to assist. What is the situation?
Captain Matthew Cardona has been injured and is in sick bay. My name is Gerald Vance. I have injured my throat, but I am the highest ranking officer. He then because I'm not going to get into the technical stuff, explains to you what he needs to fix the Valor, and says that shields are down. You guys can teleport into transporter room, whatever.
Okay.
1.
Roger that. We're actually going to tow you out of range of the planet for the time being.
Of course. Thank you again. Vance out.
Okay, that's odd, but okay.
Hey, just because they talk evil doesn't mean they're evil. Jeez, man. Guy injured his throat. What you gonna do with that?
Definitely not a bug.
Nope.
He didn't injure it being evil. Give him a break.
Jesus Christ, guys.
All right, so you tow him out.
Yeah.
You tow him out. We don't even have to roll for that. It's a 0 check. Your fucking ship is a badass tow. It hits the tow. Tobin easily tows them away. And Tobin, it always amazes you how with the ease that this ship tows ships. Like it's like flying the ship normally without any sort of give whatsoever. But you tow them out of the range of the temporal distortion, out of orbit, and just kind of into free space. Now it is time to send an away team. You gonna lead them?
No, because I'm actually going to try to get back closer to range with the away team to offer support there. I will be sending over engineering teams and whatever they need. In fact, I'll probably have a couple shuttlecraft do that.
Okay.
Do we have a couple of shuttlecraft?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So just to kind of, take over the raw material so we're not trying to transport.
That's fair. So you're going to send over a shuttlecraft?
Yeah.
With some engineering people.
Yeah.
So Cynthia Devereaux.
With Devereaux and basically an engineering team.
Okay, so
because right now the captain's going on a unauthorized away mission, and I got to monitor that situation. And we're not that far away from the other ship, so I can easily get back to that one if I need to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right,
there's a creepy temporal disturbance looming around the corner. Quick, everybody, split up!
Very important.
Right. It's like
Cynthia.
Also, I tell so it was Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia Devereaux.
I also inform medical to send over if they have a couple people to bolster the team.
Billy's like, I'll go, no problem with me.
Okay.
Let me get my stuff. All right, so you send over an engineering team with Devereaux. We're gonna say 4 people plus Billy, 5 people total in the shuttle with the parts they need to fix the ship. Yeah. Shuttle bay.
I figured we'd being part of the team over to get an assessment real quick.
Oh, okay. You didn't explain that. You said
sorry. And then
no, that's fine.
I meant and then send a shuttle with the parts over.
Who are you sending over on the transporter then?
Backwater and a couple engineers, preferably beefier ones who know a little bit of security in case something goes wonky.
Okay. All right.
And and then wait. Hold on, let me make sure I'm sending the right person.
Yeah, no, that's the right person.
No, I actually sent Davenport over because Davenport's the engineer. I said Backwater.
You mean Devereaux?
Yeah, Devereaux. I sent her over. I sent Devereaux with a couple tougher guys, but competent guys. And then
bad.
Shuttle-wise, we send the medical person over with.
But you're gonna send the transporter team first, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't want to be like, here's a whole team. Oh, oops.
Transport team beams over. You immediately lose radio contact with them.
Try to raise them again.
You get a hail from the Valor.
I answer.
Hello, this is Vance. I am sorry, we're having serious issues here with some distortion. I'm not sure what it is. Something by the wave that we got hit. Your people are aboard and ready for the parts. Hold on, I'm going to put on your chief engineer. Then you hear Cynthia's voice. Hey, sorry, something about our communicators. It's just not working once we're in here. I'm not sure why. Something about the temporal distortion is very, very strange. Tobin and Lenra, you may now, I can't see them, but you may now give me rolls for, let's go, insight and command,
Okay.
since you're both present and listening.
I'm going to spend a momentum, add another die just to
Sure.
kind of make sure. Would investigation, would that apply here?
No.
Okay. Doubt composure would, so okay.
Yeah, what? One moment for yours, and then one for mine.
Yeah, we should have 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can lower it on when I do it too, so we can all kind of do that. Let me roll. 2 successes.
Okay. Tobin?
1.
Okay.
Not my strong suit.
Cynthia seems stressed. Lenra, not Tobin. Cynthia seems stressed.
She seems stressed, like stressed and she has a lot of work, or stressed like someone's holding a phaser to her head.
Stressed. Yeah, you cannot differentiate stress. Like she seems like pressured, but I mean, again, it could be she's on a ship that's broken. You also know that Deveros is somebody who doesn't really want to do anything, so there's that. But yeah, she could have a phaser to her head and be in a complete hostage situation. You are not sure. You just know that her voice seems stressed.
Indeed.
Ponder. Affirmative. And I kind of, when we cut comms, what was the name of the person who answered?
Gerald Vance.
Is it Vance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't give a rank, did he?
Let's say he did.
Ranking officer.
Well,
Yeah,
that's all he said was
that.
highest ranking officer. He didn't, answer with lieutenant commander or.
He did not answer with a lieutenant commander. No. Or any sort of rank.
Computers for there being a Gerald Vance on board.
Sure.
Right. That's.
Yepers.
We'll say engineering or computers command from the ship because that's
assist.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling from the ship. No, it does not assist.
Well, heck.
It does not.
What's the task? Attributes. Or probably either reason and engineering or command.
It'd probably be command.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry,
I have to look up the officer.
I think it's security, honestly.
Okay.
Well, we took all the security people.
Well, that's
I'm
for
gonna
you.
take one of these. Focus is computers.
What?
What does the focus let me do again?
It just lowers it increases the crit range, so you only got 1 success.
Meh.
It would have figured it in. So 1 success total.
1 success.
Gerald Vance is the first officer of the Valor.
Okay.
And he has had distinguished service for, I don't know why I said that way, distinguished service for over 2 years on that ship.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
weird that the communications bolstered out. When we send the shuttle over, I have one of the engineers that's part of that team route the communicators through the shuttle's communication system
Okay.
to try to boost it through. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you
So-
send it over with everything, the parts and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that way, hopefully we can get back into contact with them, not using the ship's comms, but
Sure.
the shuttle.
And you send backwater too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I warn her
Him.
that
Him.
I warned Backwater that what's her face was sounding a bit stressed, more than normal.
Interesting. That is interesting. Well, I'll keep on the lookout.
Good. I
You-
gotta
there-
go deal with our captain.
The shuttle heads over, and as the shuttle enters the shuttle bay of the Valor's shields raise. Now, this is the point where we will be taking the break, unless I don't know, Aether, how long you wanted to go tonight. Are we taking a break and doing more, or are we calling it?
I
'Cause
don't have
it's
work in the
almost
morning.
midnight. Well, there are others on the stream.
Exactly. Why ask me?
It's your stream.
It's our stream.
See, I don't work till later in the afternoon, so
I'm okay.
My
for
kids
the
don't sleep in.
Yeah,
Yeah, same here. And my kid fell asleep at 7:30 today, so she's gonna be up at 7 a.m. Now, it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys.
The alert working?
Yep.
Audible, not deafening.
If
That's
we're
good volume.
gonna stop here for the night, which I'm totally okay with, there is one more scene I want to do on planet with Enzo and Narc. Are we okay to stop here?
Yep.
I think it's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Switch to
Let
the
me get
planet real
you
quick.
All right.
the planet.
Narc, Enzo, you guys go planet side, teleport in. You end up on kind of like one side of a large rock face. Think about this planet, or at least this area of this planet, kind of like Arizona, like big flat land with some bigger rock faces sort of situation. You guys end up on one of the rock faces. The rock faces themselves aren't like straight towers. They're more like sandy, almost like a Mars situation, I guess. You guys end up on the side of it, and as you crest the hill, Anaphis is the first up the hill, and as you crest it, you notice without a doubt where the colony of Cascade should be. It's not there, though, not entirely, not in whole. There is some sections of it that used to be houses that have been dusted over, kind of like Mad Max Apocalypse style, it looks like. But what you do see that is crazy are two large craters, one on either side of the city, that probably took out 90% of the city itself. They are huge craters. And Enzo and Narc, for that matter, I want you to give me a security roll with insight. And what you're also going to add to that, any ability that or focus or anything that has to do with weaponry, starship weaponry.
Okay. Well, I've got shipboard tactical systems. I'm guessing
That'll work. Yep, that'll
Okay.
work. You don't need a lot here.
Okay.
This is a cliffhanger moment.
I have advanced sensor operations, so I've seen, I know what weapon
I'd
systems
allow
look
that.
like, but
Yeah, I'd
okay.
allow that.
Okay, great. So then that'll be a focus. So let's see, perform tasks, science, insight, using focus, roll.
Nice.
3 successes. Ka-chunk.
Okay, that is huge.
Did mine roll?
3 successes is going to get you a
No.
lot of
I
information.
don't see yours in the chat window.
All right,
I can't see anything because Foundry, I hit an X button when I shouldn't have.
Oh, he got 14 critical successes. They're all 20s.
Craziest.
I mean, no, the other.
Oh, no. There
the
are
other-
20 success failures.
20 threats.
I don't know, my dice just like vanished. I'm not really sure what just happened there.
Yeah, you didn't roll though. We're not seeing the roll on the.
I heard a roll. But...
Well, that was Narc.
All right,
Oh.
here we go.
2d6. So
13 and 13, and my target is 15. So
2 more.
2 more successes.
Yeah, 2. Well, 2 for you, 3 for him.
Right.
So 3 for who?
Narc.
Narc. Okay. that complicates things because I don't know what Narc's going to do with this information.
What was the
right.
difficulty number? What was the what did they have to be?
Difficulty number was 1, but I'm going to give a slight little bit extra information to somebody who nailed the shit out of it.
Max momentum again.
What?
We're max momentum again.
Enzo. These are torpedo craters, like Starship torpedo craters. Okay, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even doubt. Like a layman would walk up here and be like, "Oh, this must be wherever the experimental thing went off to cause the temporal thing." But you immediately look at these and go, "Those are
photon torpedo explosions."
well, yeah." You don't know the origin though. Whereas Narc, they are Federation photon torpedo blasts. You are 100% sure they came from a Federation class cruiser. And that's where we'll cliffhanger it for the
Bum, bum, bum.
What the heck is going on here?
You're on the ship. You don't know that.
I don't know. I'm just here. I'll tell you right now, you guys haven't gotten to anywhere near the biggest twist yet. So
Oh gosh, no.
What a twist! It was
What
all
a
Captain
twist.
Kirk the entire time.
Again.
what if it was? What if that was the shit I was pulling? What if the main bad guy of this game was Captain Kirk from the past? Come back to fucking raise hell on the Federation. What would you guys do?
One game we played at
Kirk punch.
One game I played at Concoction, the guy did it where we were playing a Mirror Universe crew, and we were basically on the Mirror Universe's version of the Reliant. And it had an emergency medical hologram based off of the humanitarian Khan Nuhai Sun.
Cute.
Oh wow. Well, the answer is we just drop a bridge on him.
That's Kirk.
Harsh, man.
No. You don't drop a bridge on him. You tie him to the bridge, then drop the bridge.
Really
Bait him with green women.
There you go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're gonna call
Yeah,
it, here,
that's
let's call
it. Aether, I mean, we're good for today. I'll let you sign off since it's your stream. I had fun. I hope you guys all enjoyed the game so far. I will say I have had an ulcer in my stomach named after this game out of nervousness. It's the first time I've ever game mastered on a public forum like this. So I hope everybody out there in the chat also enjoyed it.
Wow.
The sound doesn't come through correctly for me. I just turn it up and I just turn it up until somebody yells "ow," and then sometimes my mic volume goes to 100% for some reason. Anyway, thanks everybody.
Do you have the Jeremy Clarkson of mics? Power.
Yes. But you've watched my stream.
True.
No,
All
this
right,
has been
so we'll be
great.
doing
I
this
think it's worked
again.
pretty well.
Want to kind of give the announcement of same bat time, same bat channel, but the temporal distortion makes it. It's like a skip week thing.
Well, we've got the temporal distortion on Sunday, right?
I believe that we are scheduled to do this on the 23rd for the next time, if everybody's all right with that. And then, yes, at some point in the future, I'm going to post the VOD of this on Old Man Gaming too. If people want to watch this again, I don't know why you would, but
once this renders, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, man, no problem. There's no rush. You're gonna put it on your VOD too, right?
No, my VODs suck. I'll put it on yours.
Yeah, Twitch.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, Twitch only holds them for like 2
Give me that content, baby. That's less shit I gotta edit. Yeah.
Are we in the clear or are we still going?
All right. Well, I'm ending it. You
Bye,
all can
everybody.
Sign off.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, man.
Let me put my main mic on chat. We'll put this exclamation point SO. Give shout outs to everybody who was involved in this. To Old Man Gaming and C-Town and exclamation point STA in the chat for our sources. You can find this at Old Man Gaming's channel. But that's it for me tonight. We'll be back in tomorrow with more Old Man Gaming for what looks like a really fun beat 'em up. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.